Howdy, friends. Big Bob's Marshall Warehouse. Marshall, the number one name in guitar amplification known throughout the world, throughout the galaxy, and these things are loud, possibly even the universe. I'm Big Bob, and I sell Marshall Amplifiers to the American and international electric guitar player, because that's who I am, and that's who I care about. Now, I've got some wonderful Marshall Amplifiers to show you this evening, but before we get started, I want to talk to you people, and I want you to listen to me. It's very important. I had a customer come in here last week. He comes in here, he says, I'm looking for a guitar amplifier. I said, friend, you have come to the right place. I'm Big Bob, and that's all I sell are the finest guitar amplifiers made, the Marshall amplifiers, tube amplifiers, valve amplifiers. He says, Bob, I understand the high quality of design, construction, engineering, service that leads to the glorious Marshall tone. But Bob, I'm really looking for this boutique amplifier. Boutique amplifier, I said. I asked him, what in the world is a boutique amplifier? I told him a boutique is a place where women buy their underwear. It is not a place where a man goes to buy an electric guitar amplifier. I said, friend, let me help you out. And I showed him one of my beautiful vintage units I have tonight. It's a beautiful 1978 Master Model Mark II 50 watt. This thing's running on 6550s. This thing's been on records. This thing's been on albums. It's the sound of rock and roll. Many of you are familiar with the JCM 800 series of amplifiers. Well, this is the father of the JCM 800 series. Remember one thing, friends, JMP, it's a good place to be. He says, Bob, that's a wonderful vintage amplifier, and it has a beautiful tone, but Bob, I'm really looking for this boutique amplifier. And he says, Bob, it's a boutique amplifier. The company only made a couple of them, then they went bankrupt, and no one's ever heard from them again. I said, friend, let me get this straight. You want to buy an amplifier from a boutique, a place that sells women's underwear, from a company that just made a couple of them, and then they went bankrupt, and no one's ever heard from them again? That's the kind of amplifier I want. Wrong. I sell the Marshall amplifiers. These are the finest guitar amplifiers made. Quality, design, engineering, construction, service, that glorious Marshall tone for over 42, 62, 72, 82, 90, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 50 years. 50 years of quality. I told that kid, I said, listen, man, let me set you straight. There's only one reason that a man goes to a boat. There's two reasons that a man goes to a boutique, and that's to buy his wife some lingerie or to buy his mistress a negligee. But if you're a man and you're looking for a guitar amplifier in a women's underwear boutique, you need to come and talk to me, man. I sell the Marshall amplifiers. These are the amplifiers where the expression of the musician's thought is expressed through the vibration of the metallic strings and the wood of the guitar, creating an acoustical signal which is picked up by the electromagnetic field of the pickup, changed into a signal, which travels through the circuitry of the guitar and through the cable and into the jack, where that signal is married to the high voltage of the Marshall tubes, creating that glorious Marshall tone. Don't you just love that? Friends, I know quite a bit about Marshall amplifiers, but I don't fix them anymore. Don't stick your hand in there. There's high voltage in there. You can get yourself killed. Now, the reason I tell you this is because I'd like to draw your attention to another vintage unit we have here tonight. It's a beautiful 1973 SLP, baby, but it's got a modification on it. I took it in. It had a harmonic problem. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't fix it. I just about had this amplifier sold as a boat anchor to a fisherman at Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco when the clouds parted and the sun shone on a beautiful red bridge across the way. And I thought to myself, what am I doing, man? I know a master technician that lives on the other side of that red bridge. So I got this amplifier and I got on my bad motor scooter and I took that red bridge across the way and I threw this thing down on his kitchen table. And I said, there's a modification. There's a harmonic problem. I can't figure it out. Just please fix it for me, please. He says, Bob, now just take it easy. He says, Bob, let me take a look at it. This is one of those guys with the Coke bottle glasses. He smells like WD-40. This guy's been retired for years, but he'll still work for me. I told him to take that damn modification off of that amplifier and put it back the way Jim wanted it back in 1973. He says, Bob, just take it easy. He says, Bob, this is a special modification, possibly the finest modification ever on a Marshall amplifier. So we did some research and we couldn't determine if it was done at Magic Music Machines in San Francisco or Musician Service Center in Los Angeles. But we know it was done in the 70s. And so now, here's the cool part. I told him to fix that. So now it's here for you today. Come down and see me, friends. Big Bob, Big Bob's Marshall Warehouse. Good night, friends.